All right, episode 69 is in the books. This is take 75 of our little intro session here. Yeah, we wax philosophical on the UFC front. Talk about
A bit of
Aladin and
Tesla.
Tesla. Surprise, surprise. Tesla's back.
Again.
Yeah, again. So,
Sure. Merchandise.
yeah, pick up some teas on Teespring. Support the podcast by picking up tea. Go to shop.aladinfire.com. Or also, alternately...
Oh, like sharing and subscribing?
Yep. And we're still looking for those video battles on YouTube. I don't think they're not as popular anymore, right?
I don't think anyone does.
No, nobody does. Remember there was like YouTube rap beef battles?
Oh, that's still going on, probably.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. We're not in
That's with the young kids.
True. All right, so we're YouTube rap beef battleists. But until then.
Yes. Here we go.
Deux, trois, boom, and we're back with another episode of Socratic Gamers. This is episode 69? 68?
Yeah, 69.
69. Oh, a very special episode indeed. All right, so this is the regularly scheduled podcast. We talk about 4 things from the week that we thought were cool, and we dissect them. There was no podcast last week because I was in New York State.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I had to remember that. It's weird how it feels like super long, even though you have like a work week that's shorter. But then like if you do like a lot of things with like activities, it's like everything feels long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like my brain, like I thought that was like a few weeks ago, but it was not, because a lot has happened within the week.
Oh.
All right, so starts off Vish. What you
Cool. Aladdin teaser trailer came out.
Oh, it was a teaser. It wasn't a real trailer. That makes sense, actually.
No, yeah, because they didn't show the blue guy.
Oh, yeah, Genie.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw the trailer on... how long was the trailer?
Not that long.
It was like a few seconds or like over a minute?
I think it's like a minute.
Okay, because I saw Guy Ritchie's channel. He like posted it, and he's like, I like the way this looks. But he's the one directing it. So
Yeah,
it's kinda funny. But like I watched it off his thing.
I think there was,
like, oh, it's alright.
like, again, people were criticizing it too.
Yeah, it looks a little like overly animated, sort of like Aquaman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it looked heavily animated.
I think they were saying it was too... Like,
too not animated enough? Was I completely off field?
No, something about like something about the cave not being too shiny
Okay, relax, bro.
with all the coins,
okay,
gold and stuff.
True,
I was like,
it's like because it was like the cartoon.
Yo, this is
I
just a
understand.
teaser, guys.
That's true. I'm sure he's gonna like CGI a bunch of gold in there at the end of it. Well, all right. So what do you think?
I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool.
Especially the music.
Yeah, that was
the
cool.
Aladdin music, a little bit more with the orchestra and stuff.
Right. Bringing it back.
I
Well,
like that.
wasn't Disney movies kind of like orchestral and like their music at the time was it was like not, I don't want to say cinematic, but it was like opera-ish.
Mm-hmm.
They're like big extravagant songs.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you actually look back at all the Disney movies, they
Yeah,
were
they
all
were.
like
They were musicals. They were
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you don't think about that as a kid. You're not like, oh, I'm watching a musical. You're like, I'm watching a Disney movie. And then all of them seem to have the exact same pattern of music.
Oh yeah. No,
You know what I mean?
they're
Like
all
you don't
music.
think
they
but
followed the
now you're
way
older. You're like, oh, it's a musical, huh?
in the 50s, the way they used to do this stuff.
So you think there's gonna be musicals in this one?
Yes.
Have you seen the
I don't know
remakes?
how they're gonna do it.
Have you seen the remakes of these? I guess
Which one would be the remake?
like like all these Disney movies, like Jungle Book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Jungle Book had a...
Mowgli looks like a really good one,
Yes.
but
Oh, that's not from Disney though.
oh, okay. No, but I'm saying it's a Disney story.
I mean,
but
the original, the one that came out already is from Disney.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
That was a musical as well. I had no until I didn't really like solidify until this moment actually that
You didn't know?
it's in musicals.
Right. Oh, you're
Until we
okay.
just said it, I was like, oh, yeah, that's true. There.
Yeah, they are.
Anyways, so you're saying?
No, yeah, I was like, I didn't really know who the actors are playing the different characters.
So The Rock's not in it because The Rock's been like
his
posting
name
some stuff
was-
on Instagram. So I was
His
like,
name
oh.
was not on the
Maybe he's just like bigging
list
it
that
up.
I saw, at least.
Maybe he's like just hyping it because he likes Aladdin. Maybe I don't know.
Possibly.
Okay, so
Possibly.
who are the star-studded
So-
actors?
Okay, it's someone I don't know. So it's kind of good they're playing someone who's Middle Eastern, looks like. Well, his
True.
name is
Okay,
Masood.
okay,
That's Aladdin.
okay. Has he been in any other movies?
I have no idea.
Okay, he looks like a no-namer.
I mean, like
Guy
instead
Ritchie's,
of
like,
instead of
famous
like
for that.
picking like okay, for instance, instead of picking like
Cal Penn.
no. I mean like at least someone that would fit the demographic.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
what was that movie, Prince of Persia?
Oh, and it was Jake Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was pretty bad. But
Yeah,
I
that
like
one,
Guy, I like Guy Ritchie's style of movies. So
Yeah,
I really liked.
like he did
King Arthur.
right, King Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking Robin Hood for a second there. I don't know why. Yeah, it looks like and then Will Smith as Genie. I was
Yeah.
like, ooh,
Yeah.
very interesting choice.
Interesting. Is he gonna be? He's gonna be CGI. It's not gonna look like Will, right? They're not gonna put him in like.
I don't
Will's
know.
body.
I
That'd be
don't
kind of
know.
annoying.
Yeah,
If they make him look like
they
a human,
haven't.
you're like, oh, bro.
I mean, we haven't seen any footage of that, so we don't know,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. True.
And then so they have, what's her name? Naomi Scott.
As
Jasmine.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, me too.
But who is she from? Is she British?
Yes, she is British.
So she's playing a Middle Eastern woman as a white lady.
No, she's not white.
Oh.
I looked that up to make
Okay.
sure because the name is a very white name. But then she's a mix of, like her parents are Indian and British.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's not really Middle Eastern. She's Indian, half Indian.
Well, if it fits, it fits. Okay, so Naomi Scott, yeah.
Yeah, it's Jasmine, and Will Smith is the genie.
Nice.
I did
and,
not
And
know
those are
Will
the
Smith
main
was a
ones, and
genie.
then everyone else is like meh.
I mean,
Like all the other actors, like no names.
yeah, they didn't really show it on the list here. Well, they're probably on the IMDb will have it, but on the article they didn't show their names.
Okay, cool.
But it's just
Makes
more
sense.
talking about, the criticism was it's just a dumb criticism. The movie's not even out yet. The whole it's not shiny.
That's
or
kinda-
something
that's
something
pretty
weird
dumb.
like that. Yeah, like I don't like these types of criticism. You can I don't think you need to take it as a big deal because it's the movie's not even out yet.
Yeah,
still a
for
while
sure.
to go, and it's Guy Ritchie. Generally, he makes good movies, so.
Right.
So it might fit like the way you liked King Arthur, the way
I
he
love
did
King
it.
Arthur. It was amazing.
Exactly, and the way he did it kind of fit to today's time.
Yeah, it was like a
Right.
contemporary take on a
Right.
old classic.
Yeah, exactly. So
So we have a lot of trust in Guy Ritchie.
yeah.
He hasn't put out any movies that I didn't really like.
Mm-hmm.
Although he's been hated on for some movies that he's filmed, but I haven't seen those. I guess the ones that he's hated for. But
Oh.
I love Lock, Stock. Well, actually, no, take it out. I don't like Lock, Stock. I like Snatch.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Rock and Rolla.
Yeah.
King Arthur was good. He made Layer Cake was amazing. Was that Guy Ritchie actually? Layer
I
Cake
don't know actually. It's a good.
is another gangsterish film. Like I like those.
It's similar
gangster stuff.
style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
similar
yeah.
style. Yeah, but cool, awesome. I'm looking forward to that one.
I mean, it kind of makes sense too, right? This is also like Aladdin, the lone
It's like a
guy,
thief.
the thief
Yeah,
that becomes
for sure. It's befitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, so what's your second one?
Well, the second one, we're going to Tesla.
Okay, I'm
How many
surprised. I
times
wasn't
in a row
surprised.
is this?
Should have known.
Yeah,
All
should have
right.
known. Well, it's so in the U.S. there's a max amount of credit,
Okay.
like to be. Sorry. Like for the car, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So the
Like a
max.
rebate.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's like the total number of cars that are allowed
Okay.
per company.
Okay.
And because they started as electric car from the the beginning,
Okay.
the total amount of cars is 200,000 cars.
Like, what do you mean about that? Like 200,000.
Like so, 200,000 cars from Tesla will be
Rebatable.
well, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the max is 200,000.
Okay.
After that, I think it drops for like a few months, if it reaches a certain limit, and then it drops again, and then no more after that.
Okay, I
Basically.
understand. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so this could potentially hurt it. Hurt Tesla because Tesla's already reached it. Now the other big car companies are getting into electric cars.
Uh-huh.
So they're starting with a fresh 200,000.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, so it's like so it might like dissuade people from buying the Tesla because they won't be able to get their rebates.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
So it could potentially, but I mean,
I don't know though. Like, really, maybe
it could.
it could, but I don't know. Like, if
'Cause
the
they
car's
still-
really good, people will just be like, "Damn, I should have just bought it," or they'll just like delay it till next year. They'll just wait. You know what I mean? Like, customers would wait. I feel.
No. What do you mean? No, not per year. This is done.
Oh, forever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like not 200,000.
Interesting. Oh,
200,000
I thought it was a yearly
in its
switch.
life.
Oh, dang. Oh, that's rough.
That's what I mean.
Okay, that might hurt it actually. Yeah, I thought it was just like.
No, not a year.
Yeah, I was like, okay, just wait till next year. Like, what?
Yeah, basically, I think at the end of October, if you've made purchase or whatever, you'll get in the U.S. it's 7,500,
Okay.
and then next year, it's gonna start at 3,500, and then drop so there'll be January to June, and then July, it'll drop to 1,800.
The rebate.
The rebate up till end of December 31st of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
After that, no more.
Interesting. Okay.
So then, like Mercedes, these Honda, Toyota, who haven't even had any electric cars.
Technically, if Elon Musk is serious about just getting people to have electric cars, then that's a good thing. Like it wouldn't matter to him about the rebate.
No, what?
Like if he
No, not
really
to
just
him.
want-
It's to the consumer who's buying the car.
No, of course, but I understand. So like, if for him, the rebate isn't there anymore, but other people are still buying electric cars, like his.
Oh,
job
I
is
see what
done.
you mean. Of the
'Cause, like,
mission of
his
the mission.
He just wants people to have
Yeah,
electric cars, right?
I mean, yeah, I remember that time
So-
when he released the
Yeah, the schematics or whatever.
patents.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, boom.
Yeah.
So,
No, I know. I'm
you're
saying
making it
I'm
work,
saying
you're fine.
generally as the company. I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
of course. Yeah.
I mean, the vision of having electric cars.
But see, that's
yeah.
why you just have to have a good car.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. And I think the other thing is they've also built the system, the charging stations.
Right.
That is also a way to kind of persuade them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And like the gas station, it's like, yeah, well, gas cars don't get a rebate, so it's like, who cares?
No, I know.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
But they've run that kind of model for
Oh
a
yeah,
while
yeah,
now,
yeah.
so
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
I'm
I'm
sure
saying like for
the end user, of course.
For
But
the
if you
end
really
user.
want the Tesla, just you will get the Tesla not because of a rebate. Like I don't think people are buying a Tesla because of the rebate.
well the 3,500 one, yes. I mean the other cars are kind of already expensive.
Right.
So
No,
the
but-
ones you're buying already have.
But
some money.
I don't know. If it came down for me, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'd rather have the good technology. So I'm like, okay, I'll get the Tesla over like the.
Yeah, but I mean but like if both are doing electric, it's gonna have similar sort of stuff.
Yeah, so I think
and
I think more this is geared towards
general.
like no like a target end consumer that's more pragmatic. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah,
would
yeah.
affect them.
That's
It
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
really
But
affect
most of them,
the
most
majority
of them are that.
Really, you think so?
Yeah.
The people that buy Teslas.
No. I mean, most of the consumers are like that.
So most of the people that buy
They will-
electric cars are the pragmatic type that won't even think like, oh, it's a Tesla as compared to, because I mean Tesla's other features that the pragmatic person can deal with, like the because there's no.
No. I'm saying like when Honda does it, it's a bigger company, a bit more trusted.
Of course. But,
Like, has a, you
but
know,
if we're
history.
like looking at the practicalities of it, it's like, yeah, okay, a rebate, but how is the car performing overall? So if you have no engine, then the entire thing is structurally secured, so you're safer in an accident. Like one of those features, right?
Yeah, but that would be done to the same thing with
For the new car?
for
for
any
other
electric cars.
Right, for any electric car, but who's doing it the best? Is what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, like Honda can do it, they can copy it, but who's doing it the best? You know, it's like
No,
it's,
but I'm saying that they have the.
okay, if there was no rebate and you have an iPhone
Okay,
versus Samsung phone,
there's other aspects too. Like for instance, with Tesla, they don't have the knowledge like Honda does in manufacturing.
for sure. But
And so, are you going to wait 3 months for a car,
Right,
or are
but-
you going to wait it like?
But what I equate it to is if you're like doing apples to apples, so it's like an iPhone versus a Samsung, what would you choose? It's like, well, I prefer the iPhone's features.
I still,
so
yeah, but I think I think that there's not enough.
people who are actually interested in the product,
They don't know about Tesla.
I don't know.
I really, I'm
know.
telling you, they
No,
don't
because-
know about
because-
Tesla. A lot of people don't know about Tesla.
No, but
right?
if you go into, that's why their main job's not selling to you, it's educating to you. Because when we went in, it's like they didn't.
No,
want to sell
I
to you, it's like
know,
they weren't
but I'm
talking
saying that
about
they
it.
don't know about Tesla. So if you look at Honda, they'll know Honda. The name, I'm saying.
Yeah, well, but
So
they
if the
have-
people
but
are going to
Tesla's
go
also never
towards
done
what they're used to.
advertising.
No, I know.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that's
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
don't think it's
I'm
gonna
saying
affect
at the
it.
current position,
But I don't think it'll.
and I
affect
said
it
it
at all.
might.
I don't
doesn't
think
mean
it'll
it will.
affect I don't think it'll affect it at
Right.
all.
Yeah.
Just because like it's like an iPhone versus Samsung. It's like the people that are gonna get the Samsung are gonna get the Samsung either way. It doesn't matter about the rebate. You know.
Yeah.
Even if Samsung was like, bro, I'll give you a rebate. Don't buy an iPhone. I'd be
Yeah.
like, no, but I need the iPhone
I
because
think
of the
yeah.
features. You know what I'm saying? It's like I trust the iPhone better than this other thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah. We'll see. I think they'll be totally fine.
Yeah, for sure.
For me,
Yeah.
because even
It's
though we
more
don't have
feasible,
one,
right?
even though we don't have it in Canada anymore or Ontario, I'm still gonna buy.
See, I didn't even know that there was a rebate. I just assumed that you had to buy it for what it was worth. I honestly didn't know there was a rebate.
I don't know. I think everyone that I know knows about the rebate.
Yeah, but see, like I'm a part of that other consumer.
And I think-
world.
I
I'm
mean-
sure my dad doesn't even know that there's a rebate. Like if I was like, hey, do you want to get a Tesla? He's like, well, I heard
But
there was a
Tesla
rebate.
tells you though.
But I didn't know.
No, I
See
know,
what
I
I'm
know. But
saying?
Tesla would tell you.
No, for sure, right. But then when I go in,
Yeah.
but from the perception alone and what I've heard about the Tesla, it's like, okay, I would get a Tesla, right? Just like him, he's like, oh, Tesla's a good car in his head.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not thinking like you get a rebate out of it. It's just an added bonus when I go in, but it wasn't the decision maker in your purchasing choice.
I don't know. I don't know how I knew. Somehow I knew.
That's what I'm saying. It's like but you're a Tesla fan, right? I'm not. I like it. I'm not like I don't need to know everything.
But you didn't
about
know
it.
any. Like yeah, again. But it was like who told you about the Tesla? Someone who knew about. The
Yeah,
Tesla,
like
right?
you did. Yeah. But then it's like then you get to know more about it through like
Yeah.
what you searched it and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
like what I think is like the economic factor is not winning anymore. Maybe that's like an old tactic when we were like younger, because like nobody could Google stuff and nobody can like, it's like it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
hearsay.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, why did you buy the Honda? Well, I heard it was good. You couldn't actually do the research behind it. Now we can do the research. So it's like, okay, if it came down to like similarly priced cars, but one's got a better rebate, I would through the research I'd be like, well, this is obviously superior car.
I still think people want the less
If
money.
if you have two of them for 3,500 and you Google it and you're like, well, this is the superior car, I don't think they're gonna be dissuaded by a rebate.
Yeah, but if it's the same kind of car.
No, a far superior car. Tesla's not like any other car on the market.
No, I know, and I'm just
That's what
saying.
I'm saying, yeah.
But when they make those electric cars, it'll be the same kind of car.
Same kind of car in terms of it being
Electric.
electric,
Yeah.
but not in terms of its features.
That's
That's why I said
I
said Samsung and an
Yeah,
iPhone.
yeah.
They're phones. They're smartphones.
Yeah.
But one's got way better features. One's connected to Apple Music. One you have to download Spotify. And you could still download
Actually,
Spotify.
you can use Apple Music too
Oh really?
on Android. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a new feature though.
No, it's been there since
Since the time?
since it started. Like yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. But the ecosystem of the iPhone is something you can't airdrop
No.
Samsung to.
No, they have other things, but yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like the iPhone, I believe, is a far superior than any other Android phone. Because what do you got, like Samsung,
Right.
Sony?
Right.
Does Sony even make smartphones? It's the Samsung. It's Samsung versus iPhone.
It is Samsung versus iPhone.
Exactly. So it's like, but then the Samsung's
But
not
Google
even.
does make their own phones too.
but those phones aren't even like with the iPhone, it's like a standard iPhone. It's like they're all going to be pretty much similar, so you know what you're going to get. But Samsung phones vary in difference, right? There's the HTC, right, and then they have other versions of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So it's really HTC versus iPhone. You can't really say Samsung.
I don't even
iPhone.
think it's HTC anymore.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like the Android's got a bunch of different things, and the reason why people didn't buy Android, the reason why people bought Android over iPhone is because they want different features than the iPhone people.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I think rebates don't really matter. This rebate thing will not affect them.
We'll see.
We'll see, but I'd be like shocked to be like, wow, these people are making terrible purchasing decisions. If they're the same price, it's like that's kind of dumb. It's like look what more you get.
Well,
you know
yeah.
Well,
you have to.
You
have to see. You have to see what they do, right? You have to see. I don't know what.
Like
do.
that'd be like buying a T-shirt for $20, and then one was made like really poorly, and one was made with like freaking satin and stuff. And then they're like, "Well, which one do you want?" Well, if they're the same price, I'm gonna get the better one. Why would you get the crappier one? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You done? That one?
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of shockers, like this Tesla one, because we're shocked that Vish brought up Tesla again.
Oh, we are.
I didn't expect that. I did not expect that.
We are shocked.
But what we kind of did expect was the mauling received.
What?
Mauling put forth by Khabib.
Oh,
That's my
on
topic.
Connor.
Yeah. So you saw UFC 229.
I
saw
did.
some highlights.
I did. I don't know.
Highlights.
I don't think I should say where I saw it. But,
Yes, allegedly. Let's throw that out there. But yeah, so what do you think of it?
The fight.
I don't know. What do you think of the whole thing? Like, all right. So the big controversy is that Khabib ran out of the cage.
Oh, right? The end controversy.
No, you could talk about the fight as well, because I'm gonna talk about that as well.
Oh,
so stylistically, I mean, I'm sure there's better experts out there if you want to talk about.
But we're consumers of it.
Yeah. So from a consumer perspective,
really.
We're gonna like focus on that one.
Yeah.
What did you think as a consumer? Like,
he got mauled. I mean, I kind of enjoy seeing that.
I did too. and when I was watching the thing, you could see on Connor's face he was done.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh no, like he was broken, like body, will. And then all right, the thing that got me is like UFC put out this highlight. It's still on their Instagram feed. They do like, so Khabib talks when he fights. Same with Connor too. So they do like in fight audio.
Yeah.
And then,
I didn't hear anything about
So you saw the talking, but like in the UFC thing, they like amplify the dialogue.
Okay.
So you see Connor just being like beaten up, and then the whole time Khabib's like, let's talk now. And then at one point, I guess it was like round 3 when Connor was done, he's like, hey, it's just only business.
Oh no.
He was destroyed. He's like, it's only business.
Oh my god.
And then Khabib's like, oh yeah, talk now then. You know, he's like,
oh jeez.
Like that made me feel like, because like it's almost like you found out how the magic trick worked.
Right.
You know, like this whole time you're like, oh, Connor's a man of his word, he's gonna fight, blah blah blah. I'm not saying he's not a man of his word, but it's like when Khabib was like, he's a born chicken. Like when the chips are down, you'll see what his true character is. Mm-hmm. And then seeing that was like you shouldn't have said that in the fight though. Like it's only business. Like you hide that off camera. But he was just so broken that his honesty came out.
Yeah.
He's just like, go easy, bro. Like it's only business. You're beating me up way too hard right now.
Oh my god.
And then I just saw this video of this guy who was saying the reason why Khabib ran out is because like he took it so personally, and the savagery within that fight wasn't to his but the savagery wasn't to his liking. He wanted to destroy Connor, like really beat him up.
No, I know.
That his adrenaline was still going. He's like,
yeah.
That's why he fought. He ran after the other guy and like etc.
I know. He was like when he what's the word, when he tapped out.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I'm not shaking your hand.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. And then he did the whole got outside the cage.
Yeah.
Which I thought, that was a little. I mean.
All right, hold on. That's gonna lead into part 2 of part 2 of my questions. This is like a 2-part, my 2 topics. So let's just stick to it for a bit. Yeah. So you thought like. But like, don't diverge too far into psychology because that's gonna be part 2. But
okay.
But yeah, you were saying.
No, I mean, I enjoyed it, the fight. Just seeing like every round was
domination.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I mean he does what he's good at, right, which was the ground game.
Yeah, for sure. For
And-
sure. And it's like what they said is going to be like it's a 50-50. Either you're going to watch, it's not going to go the distance. Either you're going to watch one person who's really good at distance management take out a grappler, or the grappler is going to destroy the person who doesn't
But I
know
mean
how to
he
grapple.
even got a good hit on him. A really good punch.
I know, he even got the haymaker punch. And it was
yeah.
like, that's the first time he
So-
saw it. But then other people were saying like, oh, it's not the best Connor they've seen, blah, blah, blah. But it's like it should be the
I
best.
mean,
you
it's
every
not the
time,
best
bro.
Connor. It's the same Connor.
Yeah, exactly. If he had won, people wouldn't have been like, oh, that was his, not him.
I mean, and
It's
what do you
like,
mean best Connor? Best Connor is when he wins. But
That's what I'm saying. So it's like that's like a biased thing.
Yeah.
You know, there is no best you except the you. That's this moment.
Yeah.
Right now is the best you.
exactly.
Has to be. But yeah, I thought it was really good, and I liked. Oh, I was watching this other stuff like at the interview when he was like, "Oh, guys, I'm sorry about this, but I know my father's gonna smash me."
Yeah, I
Right?
saw that.
So, and I was like, what does that mean? And then throughout the
Oh,
whole
you didn't know
week-
what it meant?
No, you didn't beat him up. Yeah,
Oh.
of course, yeah. He's like, discipline him.
Yeah, yeah.
No, yeah. But then I knew what that meant, but I was
Oh.
like, but what does that really mean?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, what does that?
I was just laughing because that's wrong use of words.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, that doesn't sound good.
But that's what he says when he beats
I
you.
know,
He's like, I'm gonna
I know.
smash you.
Because
So,
he's not from here.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
for sure.
it was just my own like fun thing to laugh at.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, lost in translation.
Yeah.
But so I was watching this stuff because I was like, okay, like, what does he mean by that? You know, how far is this gonna go? And then I saw this other thing of like an interview by his father that was like, oh, I'm gonna put like the sanctions on UFC, the sanctions that UFC put on him is nothing to what I'm about to do to him. And I was like, oh damn. And then there was a interview with there's like a meeting with Putin and Khabib and his father.
Yeah.
And then Putin's like, I'm gonna ask your father to like go easy on you. And then like they're all laughing. I'm like, what does this mean, right? And then I was watching like Khabib's backstory. Like I was doing a deeper dive because I was impressed.
Oh.
And so when he was a kid, so this is gonna segue into part 2.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah.
So when he was a kid, he was treated very militantly.
Yeah.
So like where they're from, his dad was like, they're like, oh, when people are trained by their father, you gotta ask, what did your father do? So his father was like a judo, sambo, and some other wrestling. Oh, judo, sambo, and wrestling.
Yeah.
Champion.
Okay.
He was army guy.
Mm-hmm.
So like what he did is like because there was terrorism at that time.
Oh,
Like in their area, because
Okay.
like Khabib grew up during that terrorist time, like when they were being overthrown or whatever.
Yeah.
And then his father created Eagles MMA, where he would take all the boys and then he would make them like military soldiers
Yeah.
in order to discipline them and keep them away from trouble, not to like turn them into child soldiers, but to like enforce discipline and like keep you off the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like, and then there's videos of Khabib like before this fight when people were doing like biopics on him. He was saying how like when you get out of line in those military days, like you'd be beaten, like that was your punishment.
Okay.
And then like he's like, oh, like even now, like you don't want to get out of line from father because like he will beat you, you know. And then like watching that video where he's like, oh, I know my father's gonna smash me, and then everyone's like, he probably like got beaten up, just discipline, right?
Yeah.
So my thought is like how like your environment truly shapes you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, through life, like when they say like nature versus nurture, I know it's like both, but like it's interesting how much of a divergence your upbringing can create on your entire trajectory of your life.
Right.
You know, because like watching all that stuff, and like then I watched another biopic of like him living in the mountains. So the reason why his nickname's the Eagle, because they're like, oh, we can't pronounce your name in USA, it was too long, so that you need a nickname. So he chose Eagles because the mountain village he grew up in is called the Eagle.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all that programming built you up to be like a war machine. So
Right.
so now let's circle back on UFC 229. You have someone talking smack, but all about business at the heart of it, and then you have one person that's not talking, but like he's taking it very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, let's jump back to that jumping out of the ring thing. It's like, was that too far? Like, well, now you can psychoanalyze it on your.
Yeah, I think it's not about going too far. I just think it was out of character.
It was out of character for sure. But it's like he was so troubled by what McGregor said, and he's like, I'm gonna make him face his words, because where he's from, that's what you would do, right? Like actually face the thing, right?
Yeah.
And like I was watching.
I just think, yeah, but it's not like that here.
That's what I'm gonna get at.
It's
So it's interesting to think about. So like, so yeah, you're like, it's not like that here. So when I was watching this video of like, when he was trained as a kid, they were showing like kid photos of him. He had like knives and guns, and then his father was saying like, I don't train them for like the actual ring. I train them that the fight's gonna be in the street, you know. So like with the Khabib thing, when he was saying to Conor like, just tell me where you are.
Yeah.
They knew he was serious. It's like, literally just tell me where you are, because I will fight in the street.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of fighters will say that, like, oh, it doesn't matter where we
Yeah.
are, we'll fight in that. But he's like actually built to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's where Conor knew. Like, you're dealing, like I saw a tweet that was very like telling, where it's like, don't play gangster when you're talking to a real gangster. Like, because Conor is like talking like all this, but like Khabib, through his upbringing, is like, he doesn't know that that's not Western culture. To run into the ring, we're like, oh, but it's just like, it's just should be just in the fight game. It's just business, blah blah, right?
But
to
I
him,
think
it's,
it
like,
would have been a
personal
more
thing.
like, because what he said at the end too, right? Like he wants to change the
For
style,
sure,
right?
of course.
So the
yeah.
only way to do that is by not doing what he had done.
For sure.
That's what I thought.
For sure. But I think it was more of a clash of cultures and like belief systems versus an actual fight. You know what I mean? This was not sportsman-like conduct. Because Conor did start it, right? He brought up like religion, family, and country.
But anything goes though in those.
It was the first time it's ever been said.
Anything goes in that thing though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anything goes for sure, but it's the first time that it was pushed to that level. I was watching other like people talk about it, and like Conor was the first one to like bring it really. I guess that one guy brought it personal, but like Conor with his big stage, he's the
Some
first
guy
one to
did
make
before,
it.
or
Yeah, but he was like a lower level stage, like this guy Colby Covington.
that's what I'm saying. There was
It's like
no
has-
rules of these sort of things. You can say whatever you want.
Exactly. But now you're seeing the ramifications of like
But
allowing rules.
you're only doing that. Well, UFC wants that. It's just to create hype.
That's what I'm saying. But see, yes, from a Western perspective,
Yeah.
right? But in like, that's why they always talk about Pride versus UFC, because in Pride, so like in UFC, they're like, American fans will be like, bleed, right?
Okay.
Um,
yeah.
and but in like Japan, when things would happen, they'd like clap, they'd be silent for the fight, they wouldn't be shouting, they'd like watch it for its like actual value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why two different cultures are so dissimilar. So when I watch these throwbacks of like Khabib in his home country, it's like, that is the you that you've built the world to be, and then you go into these different worlds and you're like, this is so weird to me.
But he knew himself
why are
that
you
he did
guys-
wrong too, though.
He did because he shouldn't have done that. But
Yeah.
but I get that from his point of view.
But I mean,
that-
he knew he did something
like,
wrong.
100%, yeah, of course, because it's like, you shouldn't, like, out of sportsmanlike conduct. But I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, the rules and the cultures are different wherever you go, and
Yeah,
but that's not even on like a.
But to say that but to do that and then and to not know that he had done something wrong, I can understand.
No, okay,
But to
no,
know
I
that he
know.
did something
right,
wrong.
right, we're nitpicking on the action. What I'm going for like a more overview.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is like that we've built up these perspectives of how life should be according to where we've lived, right?
Okay.
But we have to realize these are not overarching all over the world,
Yeah, that's fine.
right? And it's like, but to believe that it is, it puts you in the predicament of being so nearsighted. But that's how a lot of our lives are run.
Yeah, it
Even
depends.
on a,
Yeah, but it
even on
depends
a
where you
micro
are,
scale.
right? It depends where
Yeah,
you
that's
are.
what I'm saying. Exactly.
So the
Exactly.
fight's here, and this is a U.S. thing.
100%.
So-
Right. Oh, so okay. So what you're saying is you
So
should
you-
always be adaptable to the situation.
Yeah, yeah. I think if it was in some other place and they had rules that you can't talk about religion, then you can't talk about religion.
Right. No. All right. Yeah. For sure.
That's
But
what I'm
like,
Like I
like
think
when
in other
people,
countries they
when
would do
people
that.
when people in positions of power. So okay, I say from their perspective, they're like, okay, well, you're in our home court, so you have to respect our rules, right? But they're not
Yeah.
being open-minded enough to be adaptable to everyone's, like inclusive enough, right? Because they should have been like, oh, well, Conor, you shouldn't talk about that stuff. The UFC.
No, but that's not the rules in the UFC though.
I know, but what I'm saying
So
is
like I'm saying,
that's-
like if something else that was in where he's from,
Right, no. But what I'm saying is how when positions of power are built off of a narrow pointed view, that's where you get into the predicaments of what we are in today.
yeah. I mean, I think you should know what the rules are in the country you're fighting in.
Right. But the problem with the person in positions of power being nearsighted, we should expand the viewpoints that we have to understand all, and then, especially if you're in a position of power,
Well, I think
then
if it's
adapt accordingly. Be as inclusive as possible. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
yes, but I don't think I necessarily agree.
Okay, so explain. What you
Well,
don't
if
agree
this is supposed to be freedom of speech, anything's
Okay.
talkable. Anything's can be wrong.
with. So then in that, if that are the case, then we should not have such a power structure to limit us in that in what it is we can and cannot do. I'm saying like rules. If like so, society's built off of the structure of the one in charge.
Okay.
If you're in power, you can say the rules,
Okay.
right? But to know that you're ignorant, then it's hard to say any rules, because then the biggest bully is always going to win.
What do you mean?
Alright.
I'm talking about freedom of speech here. What?
Freedom of speech is a piece of the rules. What I'm saying is
Yeah.
like the
So
rule. So if
you
if
could
the
make
person-
those rules
No,
within
what-
UFC,
what- no. All right, no.
but it's not.
No, you're all right. So,
So-
you're still thinking about UFC, but I'm saying so think of governments now, because the same rules apply, right? The one with the biggest stick is going to get to say the rules, right? Government gets to say what's right and wrong. UFC gets to say what's right and wrong within what they're organizing.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, the one that's making the rules will always be ignorant, because it's from their point of view, unless you step outside of your point of view
Okay.
and then see other perspectives. Then there'd almost be like no rules.
Well, I think freedom of speech is looking at all perspectives.
But even to have the freedom of speech
Yeah.
is allowed
Is
by
accepting
the one.
to
Is
all.
allowed by the one in power.
Yeah.
Because there's even limits to freedom of speech, right? There's like freedom of speech, and then there's hostile or something.
Hate
like,
speech?
Hate speech, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, what's the differentiation there? What I'm saying is all rules were created by somebody who was in a position of power.
Okay, yeah, but I don't see what you're trying to say. Like again about Khabib. I don't.
No, I'm not talking about Khabib.
Okay.
This is general. That's why I said it's like you're still looking at the Khabib thing, but like
Okay.
I'm left the Khabib thing now.
Okay.
What I'm saying is like, we're societally, we've developed rule structures.
Okay.
I'm just using Khabib as an example, like
Yeah.
him being like you shouldn't do that, but UFC being like, yeah, you can do that,
Yeah.
and then him acting out.
Yeah.
That's the exact same as like Occupy Wall Street. You shouldn't be so corrupt. Oh, but the legal system's built like that, so we can do these loopholes. And then the people are like, well, F that, I'm going to protest. So
No,
protesting is like Khabib jumping out of the ring and being like, I'm going to get what I
No,
want.
no. That's not protesting.
No, it's not protesting.
He jumped out and went after a guy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
You're-
not protesting, though.
No. I'm not saying it's actual protesting. I'm saying it's like you're acting out. You're protesting.
Yeah,
is a
yeah, I
reaction.
know he's acting out. I
Yeah, that's what I'm
know.
saying. So it's
Yeah.
not actually protesting, but I'm saying it's like protesting, because protesting is you're acting out in order to exert what it is you want.
But that's why there should be consequences for what he did.
But what I'm saying is, the one in power is the one who always gets to stay the rules. So they're putting consequences on him, right?
Okay.
Because that's the one in power is saying, I'm going to put consequences.
Yeah.
But what if we're in like a different country where they're like, no consequences because we believe you should be able to do that? Because they're the ones in charge now, right?
Yeah.
So exactly. Okay, you're following me?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, but because humans by nature are personally biased and nearsighted because they're never thinking about other people's perspectives, then you will always get the one with the biggest stick making all the rules. There really are no rules. Rules are an illusion by a person who's in power.
Yeah. Freedom of speech has no rules.
But the fact that you can have freedom of speech is a rule set by a person in a position of power.
No, freedom of speech has no rules.
But the fact that you can do freedom of speech
Okay.
is allowed by a person in a position of power. What I'm saying is like all of this is an illusion. We're like freedom of speech, no freedom of speech, jumping out of the ring, not jumping
What
out
do you
of
mean?
the ring. It's all illusion.
I don't understand. Like
Because they're in Canada we're allowed freedom of speech,
Yeah.
right? But in other countries you're not allowed freedom of speech.
Okay.
So there is no real correct answer here. It's just the one in the position of power gets to make whatever rule they want.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. It's an illusion.
So all I'm saying is you should know what country you're in and what you're allowed to do.
That's 100%. No, I'm not
okay.
saying you're wrong about that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that it's an illusion. So was he right and wrong in this? It's like it depends on whatever point of view you're looking at. That's why for me I was like, no, I totally understand it. Some people are like, I
for
don't
me,
understand it.
it's the point of view he's in America. You can't do
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, that you're correct.
Okay.
You're correct.
Yeah, that's all.
right. But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is that even that's an illusion
What do you mean?
because
I'm saying this is the rules of America.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at the core of it, the rules of America are an illusion created by some guy that
Yeah,
feels
of
right and
course.
wrong about something.
Yeah.
Which is a biased perspective because his bias is influencing the rules of the country.
Yeah. And then, so there'll be the opposite bias too,
Yeah.
right?
What do you mean opposite bias? You can either have bias or not have bias.
No, I'm just saying, and for Khabib's case.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's all an illusion. He thinks he's right. They think he's wrong.
Well, he knows he's wrong.
But in the moment, he did it because he wanted to
No,
do it.
I
It's
understand in
it's
the moment.
correct.
I understand in the
But then
moment.
he's like, oh, foresight shows me it's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like these
No, I'm
dialogues
not
within
saying
ourselves
I'm
are
not saying
illusions.
that I'm not saying that these things don't happen.
No, all I'm saying
I'm
is,
not saying Khabib's sake.
No, all I'm saying is that it's all an illusion.
Yeah, of course everything's an illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the whole like nature versus nurture thing, it's right to circle it
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Your environment shaping you, you're just buying into the illusion.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it nature versus nurture? It's like, well, I believe it's like it is your nature because you have your tendencies, but then nurturing like your environment is what illusion are you wanting to believe in? Because genetically we're all the same, like they're saying like
Yeah.
500 years ago, you could take a person from 500 years ago, put him in today. There's no genetic difference. It's just the culture that they lived in.
Yeah. It's
The
culture.
illusion that they chose to believe in.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not real.
Nothing's real.
That totally. Well, there are things that supersede reality where it's like a tree, is it real or not? Well, the concept of a tree is an illusion because you're creating, but is it physically there? It doesn't need to fall into a category. It just is there.
Yeah.
So that's not an illusion, is what I'm saying. Our concept of a tree is an illusion, but the tree itself is devoid of the illusion. It doesn't care if you think it's there
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
not. It's just there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice digression. So I guess don't fall for illusions.
Yeah,
But we're all
I don't
dreaming.
think we can.
But we're all dreaming anyway.
Yeah, I don't think we can.
Yeah, I feel like the world would be a better place if we realized the illusions that we're seeing. We're like, wait, hold on, I believe this, but this is also not real. You believe this, but it's also not real. So why are we arguing?
Because it's fun.
That's true. And we'll leave it at that. Play video games, everyone.
I like seeing that stuff.
Oh, actually, sorry. This reminded me. So last quick segue. Last night we were all hanging out, and it reminded me of like schools are kind of like like school time is kind of like jobs. Like your job is like a classroom. Because when we were hanging out last night with everyone, it's like, oh, it's like, what class did you take today? Oh, I took this. And like, all right, forget about that. We're just gonna watch YouTube together. You know what I mean? It's like how when we were kids.
Yeah.
You know. Like it was, yeah. Jobs are like classrooms. You have to do the assignment. You got to be there for a certain amount of time, and then you go home, hang out with your friends. Nothing changes. It's all cyclical.
Yeah, sure.
That makes sense. Jobs are like classrooms. Think about it. You take auto in school, and then you work for an auto body shop when you're older. You haven't left the classroom.
I mean, you're not learning anymore. Well, I mean, not technically.
You're learning by doing. You're doing the assignments. Basically, you're just doing assignments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's crazy. Anyways, I believe we don't change. I believe that when you're a kid, what you like to do, it was your purest form, so you just keep searching for
Well,
that.
I mean, the influences since when you were a kid will stay with you.
That's true. All right, till next time. Play video games. Have fun.
Yes.
Take it easy.
Peace.